Speaking of staying in shape and moving, we're here at the PAL program, which is a part of the Youth Relations Center. I want you to kind of summarize to our viewing audience how all of this comes together and where we are and this nice facility.
Okay, this facility came about as a vision of our new chief, Chief Diggs, when he came into town. He's a PAL kid, so he was real strong on making sure that that concept of his vision was fulfilled. So we actually pursued this facility. We already had our boxing program, which is state and nationally known as a part of this facility. So as putting us all together now with the youth relations team, and then also we're also providing other programs in the community, but we have a building that we can actually call our home. So this is the vision of bridging the gap between the police department and our community by having this facility. I'm
so glad you mentioned that, because about 5 or so years ago when the chief first came to Fort Myers, he's done a marvelous job since that time. I was the first person that he gave a television interview with, and he talked about his vision to have a building and a PAL program in the future, similar to what he had up in Ohio, and now to see it come to reality. And we'll be talking to the chief in the coming weeks here as we do 4 weeks of shows. It's just a dream come true. And the concept, what happens here, we mentioned boxing, but it's a wide range of youth activities that are taking place here, and you guys put some emphasis on academics as well, right?
Yeah, we have, as always, the core is going to be education, giving the kids an opportunity to come here, provide tutors and assistants to help them. But the thing about it is we actually want to get our officers involved in that concept as well. So when these kids come in, we want to have them to actually sit down with a tutor if necessary, but we want to have a officer as well be a commandant for them as well, so kids can actually see them in a different light. That's the whole concept here. We also have youth groups that come in from the community as well, and we teach them different programs like Know the Law. We take them through scenarios, skits, so they can actually see, our officers in a different view. So that's one of the assets for this new facility.
PAL is here. The Fort Myers Police Athletic League, or PAL, as it is popularly called, is an important part of Chief Diggs' community engagement initiative to bring sports programs to young children and teenagers that promote strong character, positive life skills. Sports include football, basketball, and boxing programs. There's also cheerleading. For more information, contact Senior Program Coordinator Keith White at 239-896-7191 or email him at dwight@fmpolice.com.
When we say Police Athletic League, that is really all primarily about police officers interacting with the youth, and it's a nationwide program. It's not just here in Fort Myers. Give people some scope, because I know when I was a little child, I played football for PAL. I didn't play baseball because I was scared. I mean, I had a bad experience, but I ended up, swimming and all that other stuff in the PAL program. That once I tried to catch that ground ball, man, it came by my eye. Yeah. I said, no baseball for me, but good luck to everybody who played baseball, because the guys in the neighborhood, they got to travel all over on airplanes and things that are coming out of the projects in Birmingham as a part of going to the World Series for PAL. Go ahead.
That's a good thing you brought that up, because that's what PAL is about. It's getting the kids out of the community, giving them exposure. We're affiliated with what they call Florida State PAL. Also, we're affiliated with National PAL. The mentoring components that we're going to offer our kids will give them opportunities to go to week-long trainings, be on the steering committee to set up some of these events that kids actually put together and then attend and actually mentor each other. That's state and national. That's one of the things that I like about the exposure that national and state PAL gives us, an opportunity to give our kids in Fort Myers a chance to leave Fort Myers, see some kids like them, actually see these kids doing productive things, and then come back home and be the voice.
I know when you were doing what you do, Keith, because I know you just love working with children, it's not really work for you. A lot of times you probably say, man, I wish they had something like this when we were coming up. We would have really been taking advantage of it. Is that fair to say?
Well, we kind of laid on each other. We had a lot of community people that were mentors to us. Some of those names, Middlebrooks and Wares and Pearlie Gibsons, those people are actually people that steered us in the right direction. But we also leaned on each other. We were always with each other. We had a lot of friends that we leaned on as kids that we actually competed against, played with, fought with, but the next day we were still friends. Hopefully we can get back to that concept with our kids.